everybody, it's Alexa, and I want to share some frugal beauty tips because sometimes you want to feel good about how you look, but you forget that you actually don't have to spend any money to do so. So none of these tips, these are all minimalist tips for beauty, and none of them cost a single penny. The first one that many of you have probably heard of is the Nopoo movement, not using shampoo or conditioner. I have not been using shampoo or conditioner for about, well, I don't know how long it's been now, but however long it's been, at this point, my hair is completely fine. It's not overly greasy. So it just takes a while for your scalp to sort of balance to the fact that you're no longer using shampoo. And it's amazing the results you get. So I really enjoy, I mean, it's also crazy, like how many years, my whole life, trying to find the right shampoo and the right conditioner to have this beautiful bouncy hair and shiny hair, and it turns out that I just had to not use anything at all. Sometimes I do use a few drops of Dr. Bonner's soap, but very rarely. And then sometimes I use a little bit of apple cider vinegar, which now I just keep in a jar in the bathroom. But a lot of times I just use water, and it's really great. And if you want curly hair, then I recommend the bathrobe curl method, which a lot of people do here on YouTube, and it just gives you incredible results. Earrings and piercings. You might see I have a nose ring right there, and then I have a bunch of piercings right here. And I'm really happy with these. I actually just put these back in because I got these on Amazon. They're discs. And they're discs on the back. They're a little bit hard to get in because they're a little bit thicker than the normal posts, but they do go into a normal size piercing. They're meant to be sort of fake gauges. But anyway, they haven't irritated me at all. I love it. And you know what I love, and I also have been leaving these in, which I also got on Amazon when I sleep. And what I love about earrings is, or wearing a necklace, things like that you could just leave on all the time, is it sort of gives you a dressed up look. It gives you a beautiful look. The same thing with rings and watches and things like that. It gives you a little bit of a jewelry look, and without costing anything, and you can just leave it on at all times. So that's just a nice way to make yourself feel a little bit better. But like I said, especially earrings and piercings are nice because you sort of feel decorated, and yet you don't have to put any makeup on. My next tip is to wash your face with water. And I've been doing this for a couple of years, and it's really amazing how much better my skin is. I do use a little bit of mineral oil to get makeup off. I also use Cetaphil or something like Cetaphil to remove makeup, although I did read at some point somebody saying that that's filled with a lot of chemicals. It doesn't irritate my skin in any way, so I do like that. It's really important to drink water. Drinking water will hydrate you, and you really will look dewier and fresher. A really important point, and this was in a book that I reviewed on my channel in Spanish and English, and I did it as a joking review, but the honest truth is I learned some really important things from this book. It's a book by a Japanese woman, older woman, and it's beauty secrets, and she's really big into the sheet masks, which honestly I've never really done, but the sheet masks are kind of cool. But the funny thing about this woman was she absolutely doesn't recommend specific products. She has 0 specific products that she recommends, or even specific types of products. Almost nothing. What she does recommend, and so she'll do sheet masks and things like that, but she really doesn't care what you use on the sheet mask. And she was really big into this massaging of your face, and I think that's a nice thing you can do as well that costs nothing. But the most important point that she made was to give your face a rest. And I think we have just gotten into the habit, thanks to marketing and everything, of attacking our faces, like constantly attacking our skin. Women, especially, women do this a lot, and you just give it a rest. Give your face a rest, and you'll be amazed at how much better it looks. You don't need to be exfoliating it and scrubbing it and all that stuff. There's a barrier on your skin that protects your skin. And when you're constantly attacking it, you can even give yourself, problems like rosacea or other things from constantly attacking that barrier. So just let your skin do its job and protect you from invaders, from mites and things like that, which are, infectious things which are already on us, right? By giving your face a rest. The next point, and this is dovetails nicely with giving your face a rest is don't wear foundation. I'm gonna scoot closer. I have not been wearing foundation now. This is something that I never thought was possible. And let me just say, in case you think my skin has always looked this clear, it has not. I had very bad acne. I shouldn't say very bad. I had acne. I had noticeable acne, which I made worse by always picking at it. I did not have cystic acne. I had sort of the T-zone acne that most people have. I didn't have the acne right in here, which is where you have the hormonal acne, and a lot of times you have to take Accutane or something. But I had very bad acne a very long time, like well into my 30s probably. And one of the great advantages of getting older was that the acne eventually went away. And but I also stopped touching my face so much, and then I stopped using, comedogenic frickin' substances on my face. Half the acne is caused by all the stuff we put on it. You really, really should give your face a break, and you will be amazed at what it turns out to be like. And also, I've noticed that people have started to say no foundation. I think that's great. Do we really need the foundation? I've even seen, I've seen beautiful foundation on women, but I've also seen some of these women putting on foundation, and I feel like they will look worse. I mean, they look so caked on, caked and baked on, and they don't look better. Fresher looks better. Going back to the giving your face a rest and not attacking it, I have really never used Retin-A. I've had it, I shouldn't say I've never used it. I used a combination called Triluma for a number of years. And I did really like Triluma because I had a very dark mask of pregnancy, which people of my complexion often get. And very dark, just a big brown mask right here, which tends to be associated with sun. And also, being a brunette and things like that. So I did use Triluma, which is like hydroquinone and hydrocortisone and Retin-A. I believe it's a combination of those three. So I did use that for a number of years, occasionally. And then doctors would give me Retin-A occasionally for my acne. And then, when I got older, I was like, oh, great, this will prevent wrinkles. But, I never got the hang of it. I could never really use it, because it does irritate your skin. So you're supposed to use a very small amount and then gradually build it up. But then you're supposed to also avoid the sun because it makes your skin thinner. And so my point with Retin-A is I've even seen people say it's actually not as good for you as you think, because many people do swear by it and they've taken it for years and years. Although you never know these days if the ones who swear by Retin-A haven't really also just been getting Botox and fillers, or other work done. But anyway, I have heard people say that Retin-A, is going to destroy that barrier that I talked about earlier. But the really important thing is if you are going to be somebody who's outdoors a lot, and I am outdoors all the time, working in my garden, running, etc., biking, whatever, you really shouldn't use things like that because you're setting yourself up for possible skin cancer. You're setting your face up to be attacked by the sun, and you're gonna create a worse situation than you would have had just by using nothing. And by that token, I don't use any expensive face creams at all. I do use something called Hadalabu. I love it. Hadalabu hyaluronic acid lotion. I use it at night when I remember to use it, but that's really just sucking the air moisture into your skin. So it's not really, fixing anything. It's just maintaining hydration, which is the same thing as drinking water. Okay. Along the idea of not, making your face weaker in the sun, you also just in general should avoid the sun. Now, I'm not great at this, but I do wear a hat, and that's the simple way to do it. You can also just time yourself so that you're not out in the peak sun hours. But I think we all know this, right? So just wear a hat as much as you can. Obviously wear sunscreen, but I'm trying to keep it to things that don't cost anything. Exercise, when I feel bad about myself or I feel like I look terrible or something, man, exercise is just so good. It's the instant mood enhancer, and you get that glow going, and then you look in the mirror afterwards and you think you look amazing, and the truth is you do. So exercise is a simple way, and it could be any kind of exercise. It could be yoga, it could be deep breathing, it could be walking, it could be gardening, it could even be house cleaning, the only negative there being if you use chemicals. Moving on, getting enough sleep. I am lucky that I'm a very good sleeper. So unless something is really bothering me, I do not have a problem sleeping. And I will say this, recently a few times I have been dealing with a little bit of stress, and I was having trouble sleeping, and I found a wonderful cure, which may work for you, it worked for me, which is to play old radio shows that are on YouTube and just listen to them all night long. And first of all, it made for some very interesting dreams. And second of all, I don't know, it just shut off my thoughts, it just substituted. So I was listening to Suspense and The Inner Sanctum and Richard Diamond, I believe, Private Detective, something like that. Anyway, there's some wonderful old radio shows on YouTube, and I found them to be great for going to sleep when I couldn't sleep. Fresh air, forest bathing, getting outside. Nature replenishes us because we are part of nature, and we're not made to stay inside of our burrows, our shelters all the time. And yet we're creating a ever more sheltered life where we go from bubble shelter in our little travel bubble. We go to the next climate controlled shelter. Getting outside is super important for your beauty. It'll make you look so beautiful. And it'll make you see your place in this web of life on the planet. Eating balanced meals with whole foods is really important. And I'm not any kind of a food Nazi. I don't eat very much junk food, but I do, I had 2 hamburgers last night, but they were homemade. But house burgers, as Eddie Murphy would say, they were really good. But in general, just whole foods, so not processed foods. Try to have it be one thing I've been eating more of, and I need to try to eat it every day, is a salad where I just have lettuce and 1 or 2 boiled eggs and a couple boiled baby potatoes, and then a couple sliced up vegetables like mushrooms or whatever, and then I just put lemon juice over the top of it, and maybe some tahini or some just seasoned salt or something like that, and some pepper. Really yummy. But I do find when I am careful about eating balanced whole foods, green foods, by green, I mean, I use an app sometimes called Noom, and it rates foods green, yellow, red. And the green foods you can kind of eat all you want, and the yellow, try to limit it, and the red, try to eat as little as possible. But anyway, when I do that, I do feel myself feeling like really vibrant and healthy and beautiful. Okay, obviously, don't smoke. Smoking is terrible for your skin. Also, if you can, I suggest don't drink. Now, I have never developed the habit of drinking, so sadly, I must say this is a very easy piece of advice for me to give, because it's not hard for me not to drink. I simply don't do it, don't have any reason to, and I've even gotten to the point where, yes, there's the occasional time I might have a drink, but honestly, it doesn't even really tempt me if I'm in a situation where people are drinking, because I just think of the extra calories and the way I'll think and the way I'll feel, and I just don't even have the urge. But furthermore, drinking is not good for your brain cells. It's not good for a lot of you. It's a lot of your parts of your body, and it's not good for your skin. It's actually bad for your skin. Okay, we only have 2 more points. One point relates to my very first point, having a signature look. I think having a signature look helps with, feeling beautiful, because it works for you. And yes, occasionally you can be accused of being staid or having the same look all the time, and you really should change it up. Some of us are great at being chameleons, but not all of us are. So I don't think there's anything wrong with having a signature look, whether it's your hair color, your hairstyle. I mean, look at certain people like Jennifer Lopez or Gwen Stefani. They are the epitome of signature look. And even someone like Cher, even though she has changed a lot, and she's had a lot of, facial plastic surgery, I think she still really knows what looks good on her. Another one who I just love, and again, has had great plastic surgery, so that's gone well for her. Jane Fonda. I mean, the woman absolutely knows what looks good on her as well. So, you know, that is a key aspect to beauty. And it ties back to those earrings because, you know, this is part of kind of my signature look. And like I said, I had kind of let it go because of the pandemic, but I thought, you know what, I better put these earrings back in. Actually, a funny story is I took them all out and I had this very small one, which you can only see this one small one. I had taken them all out and put them in a jar, in a cup to be washed. And somebody finally did their chores and took the cup out of my bedroom where it was sort of hidden away on a shelf with the tiny little earrings in it, and took it and put it in the dishwasher. And I was cleaning out the sink and I saw something glittering and I realized there was one earring. So I was only able to rescue one earring, which is why then I bought these others. And I'm really happy with these because I can just leave these in here. And because they're discs on the back, I don't get any kind of junk in my ears. I like it a lot. But that's part of my signature look and it makes me feel beautiful. Okay, my final point. This is really cool. I have to say, this is a very cool thing. But not a lot of people, I don't think there's a lot of opportunities to do this. But I think it's something to suggest, to expand on. And that is subliminals. Now, there's a channel on YouTube, oh gosh, and she calls herself a law of attraction coach. Juliet, I want to say her name is Juliet Cleary. I'll look it up. Anyway, she's a law of attraction coach. And she talks about changing your appearance through subliminals and through your beliefs. And it sounds very crazy. But the truth is, if you watch and listen to what she's saying, in many ways it makes a lot of sense. Because how much of beauty is simply, you know, these changing trends for whatever is in the fashion in the moment, right? And as much as there may be a style that is determined to be the beautiful style, like let's say how fashion models look, right? Fashion models look, that's a very specific thing. It's moved very specifically due to the economics of that particular business and the kinds of clothes that they wear and the runways that they walk down and the size of the samples that they're creating, and who knows what all has gone into affecting that look. But I can guarantee you that the way fashion models now look, which is very, very tall, unusually tall and thin women, I can guarantee you that is not a universal standard of beauty, historically speaking, right? Now, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm very short and curvaceous. So for me to spend even a second of my life wishing that I were 6 feet tall, you know, or 5'11" or something would absolutely be ludicrous, right? But the truth is that we're always doing that, right? We're always saying, oh, I wish if I've got straight hair, I wish I had curly hair. If I had curly hair, I wish I had straight hair. If I have long hair, I wish it were short. And the same thing with our skin. Oh, I wish my skin were this color. If it's white, I wish it were brown. If it's brown, I wish it were white. If my eyes are hazel, I wish they were blue. If they were blue, I wish they were, you know, lighter blue. But the funny thing is, if you change your mental programming that you have, you can actually affect those changes by sort of changing your perception of your own reality. And the truth is, we all know people like that, right? Do you know people whose self-image is like, you're like, how do they feel so good about themselves? Because they don't look that good. But they kind of do, because they own it. They own their look. And the truth is that we can all do that, and subliminal programming or self-programming, self-hypnosis, whatever you want to call it, is a really great way to do it. And I suspect that if you did do that, that if more people could do that, a lot of plastic surgery would go out of business. But at the same time, I don't think there's probably anything wrong with plastic surgery. It just seems like something that's very tricky to get done the right way. So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I would love to know from you, what are your frugal and minimalist and zero cost ways of improving your own beauty? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Please give it a like and a subscribe. Thanks, bye.